Tasya, great to see you as always. Welcome back to Popternative.
Thank you, Petey. It's so nice to see you. It's been a minute.
It's been a minute. Season 5 of Shoresy. Like, where has the time gone?
I know.
It is so
it's crazy.
It's insane. Well, you know what? It's interesting, right? Because I'm actually going to ask you something that I haven't talked to you about before, but it's like you have been part of these worlds even before Shoresy where, you know, there's a lot of fans, right? Like the 100 and everything. Like it's a big kind of world, right? We know what to expect after, you know, the first couple of seasons of Shoresy because the Letterkenny fan base and everything. But like, can you talk specifically about like when it kind of expanded to the United States and Hulu and everything, like not just Crave? Like, what was that like for you?
I mean, I think it was, I don't know. I feel like it was a surprise.
Yeah.
I didn't know that it was going to be such a big success in the United States. I didn't know. I mean, I felt like you could rely on Canada for loving a hockey show, and there's so much brilliance in the show and the comedy, even aside from the hockey bits, that I was really heartened and surprised, like delightfully surprised that it really took in the States, you know? We had the LA Dodgers saying that like they're huge fans of the show and all these different sports teams. And even not sports teams. Like I've gone to Pilates classes and then the Pilates instructor will be like, "Are you on Shoresy?" And I'm like, "You watch Shoresy?" So I love it. It's been great.
I didn't have I also have a chance to talk to you about this, but at some point, you know, Shoresy is like Letterkenny had kind of the sprinkles of hockey and the hockey teams. We saw Shoresy at times, but you know, Shoresy is a hockey show. But they kind of in the last couple of seasons, there were some off-season kind of moments where it didn't kind of have anything to do with all the ice. When you were getting those scripts, what was that like specifically? Because we see Nat at the rink, we see her at the office, but then it's like off season. What was that like for you being able to dive into that world specifically? That's because it's its own world, like off season.
It's its own world. I think it's great that we did that because I think it was nice to have a season that was an off season that we got to film in the summer, which was fantastic. We were all very excited about that. Because we got to be outside in Sudbury and experience that version of Sudbury, which was really great. But for the characters in the story, it was nice to see them in their real lives outside of the rink. And I think anytime you see any character outside of how you see them for the most part, it's always interesting because you see what they're like kind of behind the scenes or in these other contexts. So I think it was an opportunity for us to really get to know the characters and understand them and have fun with them.
Absolutely. It's interesting because the show, you know, like some of my favorite shows growing up, like the Seinfelds and the Friends, there's always kind of the, you know, cast we see all the time. And then there's all the other casts that we see from time to time in episodes and they have their moments, right? And like Shoresy really has a lot of those fan favorite characters. You know what I mean? Like Nat was immediately like a fan favorite character, but I'm thinking of, you know, shout outs to Jory Jordan, Maclean Fish. Shout out to Michaela Brasser, Pamsky. And of course, you know, Camille Sullivan, Laura Mohr, right? Like, what was it like kind of seeing the response those characters were getting on social media and online? It was pretty crazy. Like, people love those characters.
Oh my God. I love those characters. And I love that people love those characters because they bring so much to the show, you know? They like with the girls, all the girls that are the girlfriends, like they bring a little bit of spice and they bring a little bit of tenderness and they bring comedy and they just add a nice other layer that without them, it just wouldn't work. And Jory Jordan is such a champ. I mean, the way he just powers through that dialogue, like when we're on set together and he's like running through his lines, I really try to not bother him like because he has to move at such a quick pace, so he just like fires through like these big chunks and it's very rhythmic and it requires a lot of practice and skill and talent, and he has it. And so great to have him on the show. And I love his dynamic with Shoresy. I just love his dynamic with Shoresy. It's the best.
So good. And you know, 5 seasons in, season 1s are so interesting because like you've never played Nat before and the world has never seen this character before. And then season 2, 3, it's like, we're getting to used to this character a little bit. Is it safe to say like 4 and 5 is where like, okay, I know this character, or was it even before that a little bit where you were kind of familiar with her?
I think by season 4, I was like I was in Nat's head. Like and every character, like every season, you're always going to have new discoveries. You're always going to have new things about them that start to occur to you or you experience because the more time you spend in that character on set and even between seasons, it's not like I just stop working on Nat when I'm not filming. I'm always building on her. So she will always evolve and change and yeah, then you just start to get to know her and I love her.
Does it feel like sometimes you're working on 2 shows because it's so hockey centric with the rink and everything, but then there's Nat's office and the condo and the bar and the restaurant? Does it sometimes feel like it's like 2 shows when you're filming it? Like, it's interesting to think about, right?
Yeah, I mean, in the sense that the way we film in terms of how we structure the schedule, sometimes I'm like, like I miss the boys, but they're doing hockey all week. And so we don't get to see them and participate in any of that because we're not on the ice. And so in that sense, it can feel like there's 2 shows because right now they're filming hockey and then we get to go to do all the restaurant and fun stuff and other parts of the show. But there's always, it's except for season 4, there's always that hockey part. It's what the show's about.
Absolutely. I'm asking you this, I guess, like, because I'm a filmmaker and these are things I think about, but like we see Nat's office and you're all in there and you're doing your thing. And it's like, a 5-10 minute scene with Shoresy. And then we go to the next scene. And like, it's funny to think about the fact that like you were probably in Nat's office for most of that day or maybe like a couple of days and everything. When those scenes happen, do they feel like their own mini movie, mini project, Nat's office? Like, or do they feel like part of Shoresy? It's interesting.
Those feel like those like Nat office days specifically. I'm like, okay, like because there's a lot. We block shoot it. So we go through all of her scenes. So I have to be really on top of like, where am I at in the story? And like, we're kind of jumping around timelines and what do I know at this point now and where emotionally like tracking her throughout all of those scenes requires like the utmost focus and preparation and attention. And then when we're in the office, it just feels like, I don't know, it feels like we're about to like start a race. I'm like, okay, like let's do this, and then we fly through those days. But I love those office days because I love working with Blair and Keilani. I love the Nat, Megan, Zeke dynamic. I love those chats with Shoresy, of course. I love putting Shoresy in his place. I love, all of those scenes. So it's always a wild ride. It's really fun.
It's been exciting too because Shoresy and of course like shows like Shoresy is a hockey show. There's another hockey show that you'll never guess that is obviously taking the world by storm. That's also a Canadian show, right? Heated rivalry. You look at Finding Her Edge. I guess my question is, these are Canadian shows that are kind of doing really well all around the world that have global fan bases. How important is that for you to be on a Canadian show like Shoresy and like, being part of that crop with like Heated Rivalry, even Letterkenny and all that just kind of like get this real big buzz exposure worldwide and in the US as well. It's really exciting.
Oh my God. I mean, it means so much to me. When I look back on my life, I know that this project, that like this show specifically is going to have so much importance to me and mean so much to me because it's so Canadian. There's a lot of shows that film here and they don't, they're filming here pretending it's a different city, usually not a Canadian city. And so to be on a show that has so much Canadiana in it and to be seeing the world responding in this way just makes me so proud. And I really think there's so much great talent in Canada. And I think there's so much great comedy in Canada.
Yep.
And it's just amazing to be a part of this moment where the world is really seeing that and appreciating it.
It's like I said, yes, it's a, show about hockey. It's just a very funny show that at some seasons, especially with the off seasons, like had a lot of heart and, took some turns where it was like, wow, like this is actually sad.
I know.
Right?
It's like a curveball. You don't see it coming.
But you know what? It's such a quotable show. And this is, I blame, well, I say blame, like it's a good thing, but like Jared Keeso, it's all because of him. But it's like, it's such a quotable show. And like, Like, for example, I always say with my sister, like when we have an argument or we're not sure about something, I always say, for what? Like, I always say that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, for what? Like, that's a thing, right? And like, it's like one of my favorite things.
That's great. That's great. That's great.
It's like, Nat's the one that kind of is the reason why he's saying that a lot, because you're giving him crap all the time, right?
Or the give your ball to tag is like another one that I hear quite a bit that people like just love. They love saying it all over like social media and stuff like that. For what is the one I think that most people use day to day in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nat has some good ones this season too.
And you have like some of the best lines in the show, and it's just I think it's because Nat, you don't mess with Nat. And I think that's a credit to you, Tasya. You're such a good actor and a good storyteller. Seriously, like you're really good at what you do. And like, I love this character because she cares. Like she's gonna like be the one that's kind of like, not the Debbie Downer, but like when we gotta be serious, she's like, hey, we gotta be serious. But she means well. And she actually cares. You know what I mean?
She actually cares. She totally actually cares. And it's like, like Shoresy needs her and she needs Shoresy. She loves doing this, and she's really good at it, it turns out.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know, we like Pop Turnip, we love covering Shoresy, and we cover on Facebook. I mean, we released like that, it's gonna release on Hulu at the end of the month. We had like 500,000 views on that Facebook post. Like, it's crazy.
No way.
Yes, it's nuts.
What?
Like, people love the show. One of my best friends, like, he also loves the show. He got married, a couple years ago, and I had some of the cast, like I had like Ryan and like Michaela, like, and give him like kind of a shout out, like on his like wedding. I surprised him with like a bunch of cast, give him congratulations for his wedding. He lost his mind. Like, there was this best.
One of my photographers that I work with here, he was like, text me, he's like, hey, I just shot somebody, and her and her husband fell in love, and part of their story is how much they loved Shoresy and connected on it, and they're getting married in a month. If I give you like a sweater or a jersey, can you get some of the cast to sign it? So like, I was in LA, I came back to Vancouver, I got the jersey, I gave it to Blair. We sent it with Blair to Prince Edward Island because she was doing like a golf thing. She got the boys to sign it. She came back with a jersey. We gave it back, sent it, and then like at the wedding, she presented this jersey to her husband, which I was like, oh my God, that was so sweet. We got to be a part of this magical moment in some capacity. That was really touching.
It's huge. Yeah. Like, the fan base is incredible. And in Hulu, Hulu's gonna drop the season 5 February 21st on Hulu.
Yes.
Which is so exciting. As always,
February 21st.
Great to chat with you. Thank you so much for your time. Seriously.
Thank you so much, Beatty. So great to chat with you.
Awesome. Well, this has been PopTurner, youtube.com/PopTurner for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Tasya, who of course plays Nat in Shoresy, and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popturnative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popturnative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.